Welcome back to Former Fat Guy Fitness. Now, for anyone who's tried to lose some weight, they know a go-to meal for them is salad. But what is a salad without salad dressing? Now, just looking at these quote-unquote light versions of salad dressing, Ranch and Thousand Island from the store, you're looking at 70 calories a serving and 50 calories a serving. Today, we're going to be making not one, not two, but 3 different salad dressings, all with 25 calories. They taste better than the store brand stuff. They're homemade, and all you have to do is chop up some herbs, measure some items, put them in a food processor, and transfer them to your bottle. Let's get started. I've got everything measured out for all 3 dressings that we're doing today, so I don't waste your time. The only thing you're going to need to do this is a blender, a food processor, a NutriBullet would work, just anything to blend everything up. I'm using the Ninja to where I can use a blender, a food processor, and a bullet so I can do all 3 salad dressings without having to clean up in between. You're also obviously going to need some Tupperware, a mason jar, or a bottle to transfer everything into. I would also highly encourage a funnel and a spatula to get things out and in extremely easily. As far as the ingredient measurements, I do everything in grams, but I will also give an estimate for teaspoons and tablespoons because you could measure a tablespoon 10 different ways and you're gonna get a different gram count every time. So if you're trying to lose weight, I would highly encourage anybody to get a food scale. They're super cheap, they're like 20 bucks. This one measures down to the 0.1 gram, which is super helpful for ice cream, xanthan gum, peppers, and salts. But if you need a food scale, if you need a blender, if you need bottles, if you need any of this stuff, I'll link it in the description down below. If you check it out, it really helps out the channel. So let's get into the ingredient list for the ranch. What you're gonna need is 4 grams or 1 teaspoon of white wine vinegar, 120 milliliters or a half cup of low-fat buttermilk, 8.5 grams or 2 teaspoons of lemon juice, 100 milliliters or just under a half a cup of water, 320 grams or 1 1/4 cup of Greek yogurt. We're using our homemade Greek yogurt. 112 grams or a half cup of light mayo, 3 grams or 1 teaspoon of salt, 3 grams or 1 1/2 teaspoon of pepper, 2.5 grams or 1/2 teaspoon of xanthan gum as a binder, 3 grams or 1 1/2 tablespoon of parsley, 3 grams and 1 tablespoon of dill, 2 grams and 1/2 tablespoon of cilantro, 6 grams or 1 tablespoon of green onion, and 4 grams or a half tablespoon of garlic. Once you have everything measured out, it is seriously just as easy as taking everything and putting it in the blender and mixing it. This is going to be the mayo and the Greek yogurt that we're using. I will spatula all this in there. Then we have our liquid ingredients of buttermilk, white wine vinegar, lemon juice, and water, and we dump that on in there. Then the most important parts, you take your seasonings, put those in there along with the xanthan gum. And then the most important is the herbs that we chopped up to start with. Once these are all in there, it's as easy as cover and blend. Stop it after a quick minute, open it up, take your spatula, and get everything pushed down to the bottom just so it can mix in nice and well. Scrape everything off the bottom so it can get down there all together. And then we're gonna run it for one more time for just about a minute. It does not take long at all, so let's do that again real quick. All right, so that's all done. We're gonna pop this guy off, and now we're gonna switch over to Thousand Island. So take that, pop it on. As far as Thousand Island, what you're gonna need is 15 grams or 3 tablespoons of white wine vinegar, 150 grams or just over a half a cup of water, 22 grams or 1 tablespoon of sweet relish, 170 grams or 3/4 of a cup of Greek yogurt, 170 grams or 3/4 of a cup of light mayo, 145 grams or just over a half a cup of ketchup, 5 grams or 2 teaspoons of a monk fruit sweetener or sweetener of your choice, 7 grams or 1 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1 gram and 1/2 teaspoon of pepper, 2.5 grams or 1/2 teaspoon of xanthan gum, 0.5 grams or 1/4 teaspoon of smoked paprika, 10 grams or 1 tablespoon of chopped white onion, 4 grams or a half tablespoon of chopped garlic. Then if you couldn't guess, the Thousand Island was just as easy. Put it all in there and blend. Once you've blended that for a minute, open it up, Scrape the sides just to make sure you didn't miss anything. Make sure it all gets mixed together well. Give it a taste just to make sure it's right where you want it to be. Perfect. Give it one more blend, and then you're ready to do your final sauce. All right, that's 2 out of 3. Now we're on to the one that's a little bit different. For this one, how we're gonna start is we're gonna take our Italian dressings here, or not the Italian dressing, the Italian parsley, the basil, the garlic, and we're gonna take that and stuff that into this little guy here. We're gonna start with the herbs. We're gonna start with everything but the oil. We're gonna mix everything up, and then once everything's all mixed up, then we're gonna add the oil in to emulsify it. You'll notice that on this salad dressing, there is no xanthan gum. This one is just gonna be herbs, seasonings, lemon juice, and then yes, I know we're adding oil on a weight loss diet. A little bit of fat isn't gonna hurt you. A little bit will go a long way in this dressing. So let me go ahead and get all this together. We'll get it blended up, and then we'll add the oil in. Okay, so I've got everything in the little bullet except the oil, but as far as the ingredient list for the basil Italian dressing, here's what you're gonna need. You're gonna need 84 grams or 6 tablespoons of lemon juice, 32 grams or 2 tablespoons of Greek yogurt, 66 grams or 6 tablespoons of avocado oil, 1.5 grams or 1 teaspoon of pepper, 5 grams or 1 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 25 grams or 2 tablespoons of a monk fruit sweetener or sweetener of your choice, 28 grams of basil or a 1/2 cup of basil, 19 grams or a 1/2 cup of Italian parsley, 8 grams or 1 tablespoon of garlic. So now that we've got everything in here, we're gonna pop it on here, blend this up real quick. Once it's done, we're gonna pop the oil in there to emulsify it, and that's all we have to do. So everything's all nice and chopped up now, so we're gonna pop this guy out, make sure it's shaken down to the bottom so it doesn't spray on us. Open it. Then the last thing you add is your avocado oil. Dump that in. Close it up, let it blend, and the oil is doing 2 things. One, it's replacing the xanthan gum, and it's gonna act as the binding agent on everything so things don't separate. And then also, it's just gonna add some good flavor and some good fat into your diet. And also, it lets everything kind of spread throughout the salad a little bit better, and it makes a little go a long way. So we blend this, we transfer it to the bottles, and then we're done. We'll go over the macros. And there you have it, 20 minutes worth of work to have salad dressings for the whole month. Lower calorie, homemade, and better tasting than anything you get in the store. As far as the macros go, for the homemade ranch 30-gram serving, you're looking at 26 calories per serving, 2 grams of carbs, 1.5 grams of fat, and 1.5 grams of protein. For the homemade Thousand Island 30-gram serving, you've got 26 calories, 2 grams of carbs, 1.8 grams of fat, and 0.6 grams of protein. For the Italian dressing, I only use a 15-gram serving because a little goes a long way, but you have 25 calories per serving, 1 gram of carbs, 2.7 grams of fat, and 0 grams of protein. So give these a try. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. If you like it, hit the like button. If you want to see more low-calorie homemade recipes from me, hit subscribe. If you have any other ideas for recipes, shoot them in the comments down below. In the meantime, I have more to make. Thanks for watching.